you'll know he means what he says. You know he'll be big on accountability. And more importantly than that, he would have the trust and the patience of New Yorkers because he's one of us. Starred in high school in New York. Starred at St. John's University. Came into the NBA as a rookie for the New York Knicks and was Rookie of the Year. His New York roots are undeniable. And the coach is the voice of the franchise that has to speak to the media every day. And that voice that's speaking into the microphone is the kind of voice that would get you to allow Steve Mills and Scott Perry, assuming they're still around, to operate without the attention on them like that. And more importantly, you don't have to worry about James Dolan. Because if he gets in Mark Jackson's way, he knows what that will mean. New York fans will really give up on him then. I said when David Fizdale was hiring, as much as I liked him, he should have been number 2 choice. The first choice should have been Mark Jackson. I wasn't talking about coaching. I was talking about nonsense like this. Preventing it from happening. Having a coach who's the face of the franchise that could win over the public with the team's effort. And they get to concentrate on basketball instead of the cesspool that is Madison Square Garden. I said it before. I'll say it again. Maybe someday the Knicks will listen. Hell, come to me and make me president of basketball operations and put Steve Mills and them on the business side if you have to. I'll turn the job down because you can't afford me now. But at least it showed good faith. What a disgrace. What a disgrace.
Saying they were just filming the advanced scout.
They alerted NFL security, and NFL security got a copy of the video, and now the NFL is investigating.
What did or didn't happen, I have no idea whatsoever.
The Patriots, of anybody, have not earned the benefit of the doubt on these situations.
The NFL is not commenting.
I'm not saying the Pats cheat. I'm not saying Spygate was real. I'm not saying Deflategate was real. If the Patriots cheat, why aren't there any songbirds from within the organization?
The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Stephen A. Smith Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Tune in tonight for a college basketball doubleheader as Texas Tech battles Louisville and Indiana takes on UConn in the Jimmy V Classic. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Also, protect your engine this winter. Use Pennzoil synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. I apologize if my mood seems to have changed just a touch. But I am reading an old article in Bloomberg Business Week. And it's entitled, Is the Knicks' James Dolan the Worst Owner in Professional Sports? That's what it's entitled. And then reading through the article, I'm reminded that this is the Knicks' 20th season under Dolan's watch. In that time span, they've made the playoffs just 5 times. And they've won just 1 playoff series in 2013. I'm reminded of the fact that they had 13 coaches in the last 18 seasons. And now that number is 19 since David Fizdale was just fired this past Friday. And it's taken every bone in my body to avoid calling for a boycott of this team. I'm not going to do it because I'm still holding out hope. But I'm tempted. It's pretty bad. And people are applauding him because he's there all the time. Right in the front row, right on the baseline. He's accountable. It's not about accountability. He cuts the check. He's the boss. But the point is that the job is not getting done. That's it. I'm not going to engage in criticizing him and attacking him like people do because he loves his music and plays his guitar and, he plays or travels with his band. And I'm not going to disrespect this man like that. I'm just going to say that this is the 20th year under James Dolan's regime with the New York Knicks. And at 4-19, they have the worst record in basketball. The Phoenix Suns are better. The Sacramento Kings are better. The Atlanta Hawks are better. The Chicago Bulls are better. Everybody's better. Everybody's better. And I knew the Knicks were going to stink this year. And I'm not saying that the players do, because they got some players that could contribute to quality teams in the NBA. But I knew collectively, as they were assembled, they would stink this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not know it was going to be this bad. Now, the New York Knicks would tell you they were competitive in various games and they just couldn't finish. And they're not lying. There was a stretch of 8 out of the 11 games where they were competitive going into the fourth quarter. They were close or had the lead and all of this other stuff. Well, all that tells us is that you're the New York Knicks. You're inventing new ways to lose. I'm trying to avoid calling for a national boycott of this team. I'm trying. But I will say this. Spike Lee. Listen, I love the Knicks. I've loved the Knicks all my life. It's hard for me to watch this product. I'm not going to go Charles Oakley on them. But I don't think we need to go Spike Lee either. Where our unwavering and undying support is so glaring, so flagrant, that James Dolan knows no matter what, he's going to continue to make money. Off the backs of fans, he perpetually disappoints. With the decisions that he makes when it comes to finding leadership for this franchise. He chased Phil Jackson, not to be the coach, but to be the president of basketball operations. I was all for Phil Jackson being the coach and the boss, as long as you were coaching, but to not coach at all. Phil Jackson stole money from James Dolan. Or simply accepted it as charity because he damn sure didn't do any work. Steve Mills is the president of the Garden. President of the basketball operations, actually. I'm sorry. Nobody has been associated with James Dolan longer, which means he's been there for all this losing. Larry Brown, Lenny Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, Mike D'Antoni, Donnie Walsh, Phil Jackson, Mike Woodson. The list goes on and on. Jeff Hornacek, Derek Fisher. Come on, man. It's the holidays. I'm going to leave it alone. But I've become very sad. I keep letting these folks get to me. I'm trying. I'm tempted to spark a boycott. I really am. But I'm not going to do it. Because of my respect and how I root for Steve Mills and Scott Perry. But I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie, Justin. I'm not going to lie. Got my program director for ESPN Radio in here. He's sitting there looking at me. I'm just telling you. You got to admit. You got to admit, boss. I'm reserved. I'm really, really trying to contain myself. I really, really am. I'm so tempted to tell everybody, all Knicks fans, to boycott. I swear I am. And JC, you know I could go on. I'm really trying. I really am. But the thought of the misery that this franchise continues to give us New York Knicks fans, while this man makes money hand over foot at our expense, giving us nothing in return, I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to ask for anybody to boycott yet. telling you this now, boss. January might be a different matter. But it's the holidays. Gonna be cool right now. Brian, you're live with Stephen A. What's up? Brian, are you there? Brian's not there. Let's go to Andre. Are you there?
Yeah, Andre's here. Thanks for taking my call.
Go ahead.
Listen, you might want to hold off on this boycott at being the holidays, but in my opinion, the boycott should start January 1st because as long as the Knicks are the fifth most profitable sports franchise in the world, nothing's going to change. This misery that the good people in the tri-state area have been
Time out right there. Who are the four ahead of them? Cowboys, Yankees, who else?
Cowboys number one. I think you have Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think the other two are soccer teams, and
the Yankees
come in.
It's four. It's four ahead of them. So it's the Cowboys, Yankees, and those two soccer teams you mentioned.
You got two soccer teams and the Knicks right there at five. And it's just unthinkable, considering, as you've gone through, the statistics, the absolute ineptitude that this great franchise, Spike Lee, others, the history, the legacy, the tradition, the Mecca, New York City, has been subject. And so as long as James Dolan's making money for himself and Adam Silver, none of this is going to change. Now, we see what happened with the Philadelphia 76ers, in their, in my opinion, failed tanking strategy. The NBA had to step in there and make the Sixers hire Jerry Colangelo as a special consultant.
Good point. Good point.
That triggered the Sixers turnaround that has taken place.
That is absolutely true. That's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. Commissioner Silver got involved in a conversation with Josh Harris, and ultimately Jerry Colangelo came in there. Now, it wasn't the right move to bring in Brian Colangelo, his son, but, Elton Brand is doing a hell of a job. But I get your point. Dre, I got to go. Thank you so much, Dre. That's a very valid point. Rob, you're live with Stephen A. Take it away.
Stephen A., what's going on, man? These Knicks, look, they should hire Mark Jackson as the coach. They've got nothing else to lose. Why not give the hometown kid a chance? When he came on your radio show and you interviewed him and he said he loved to coach, he wanted the job back then.
He still wants the job now. Mark Jackson wants the Knicks job right now.
This whole year was a buzz from losing Porzingis to hiring Fizdale to get Kyrie and KD to what we got right now, to the product we have on the floor. Look, the last Knicks game I was at, you was there too. That was when the Lakers played the Knicks. Lonzo Ball's first time at the Garden.
Yep.
We won in overtime.
Yep.
You know where I'm going to the games at? I can't spend my money on no Knicks tickets. I'm going to Philly. I'm driving all the way to Philly to go to a game, man. I can't do it.
You won't have to do that come next season because you'll have Kevin Durant at the Barclays. You won't have to do that next season. You don't have to go that far.
Listen, I can't support no Nets team. The Nets, to me, they haven't done enough to be considered.
I will tell you this, though.
Team.
I will tell you this. I got to get ready to go, Rob, because I got some bills to pay.